All my stress. Check it out. Feel the rhythm on the bass bar. Better feel the rhythm on the bass bar. Hip and the woman come from run, best me. Come up, up.
Good morning, Dragonflies, my DMT subscribers. Listen, I had a spontaneous spiritual act that I wanted to share with you guys this morning. Listen, Spirit told me that I needed to retell the story of the Redwood. Now, before I tell the story of the Redwood, I got to tell you why I'm going to retell the story of the Redwood. You see, I am new here to Scottsdale, Arizona. I have not been here long. And last night there was a thunderstorm. Like I heard like some bushes or something scraping against the tree. And I was like, oh, that's so cool. Arizona's having a thunderstorm. How cute. Well, I went outside to take out my trash this morning. And I was like, what the fuck? Has Hurricane Katrina been through this bitch? Like, what the fuck is going on? There were trees and palm trees just tossed up and thrown all over the ground. And the place looked like a hurricane or a tornado had come through it. So this surprised me because I was like, was I sleeping so good that, yeah, I didn't hear the fucking the thunderstorm? Like, goddamn, girl, you got to leave the motherfucking edibles alone. You didn't fucking survive Hurricane Katrina and you didn't even know it because you slept all the way through it. So I was watching my neighbors, talking to them and things like that, like, hey, you know, how did the thunderstorm affect you? And they were like, Adisa, that wasn't a thunderstorm, that was a monsoon. That was a monsoon. You didn't stay up, you didn't see all the thunder. Like, people's AC is out because the thunderstorm took out their AC, and it was like a big to do for them. It was like a big motherfucking to do, right? So I was like, well, I slept through it. They were like, what? You slept through it? Yeah, I slept through it. You see, where I grew up, I grew up in Texas. And I was born in Houston. And in Houston, Texas, they have something called hurricanes, right? And in hurricane season, it's like devastating, right? It's like a really, really big fucking thing. Hurricane season will just tear down all of your fucking house. And then when I lived in Dallas, they had another type of weather, and it was called tornadoes. And tornadoes would come through the land just wreaking havoc. So that is what I'm built for. I kind of understand how to buckle down when there's a hurricane or when there's a tornado. So when the monsoon came through, I thought it was just a thunderstorm. Because you see, where I grew up, the weather conditions were a lot more violent. And although I didn't recognize it at the moment, you see, when I was looking at all those palm trees that are so beautiful, they represent so much abundance in my life. When I was looking at those palm trees that were tossed up, you see, earlier in maybe like earlier last year, Spirit gave me a revelation. See, I'm not only a redwood tree, I'm also a damn palm tree, and I tend to attract palm trees. Now, what you need to understand about the redwoods and the palm trees is that their root system is the same. You see, some trees, like the trees in Texas, those evergreen trees, their roots grow down really, 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 really deep. So when thunderstorms and when hurricanes and tornadoes and shit come through, they're not fucking moved. Like, you know, it had to be really, really horrific if an evergreen or an oak tree was like taken up by the motherfucking roots, because its roots go down really, 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 really deep. Okay. Now, a palm tree is not like that. Its roots don't go down really, 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 really deep. Its roots spread out, find other palm trees, and then it interlocks with them. And then they stand tall together. So there is strength in numbers with the palm tree. So when I was looking at all the palm trees that were tossed up to and fro, it was because they weren't in a grove. They weren't in their pack. They weren't in their tribe. They weren't in their family. They weren't like me. You see, the side of me that's a palm tree, when I'm here in Scottsdale, your weather and your monsoon is not going to affect me at all, because I grew up in conditions in Texas where there's hurricanes and there's tornadoes. You see, now look at this in the 5D as in emotions. Look at it in that arena. A lot of you have grown up as palm trees, but you've been planted in an environment that wasn't suited for you. It wasn't suited for you. So when these hurricanes and these emotional like tsunamis when people come into your life and just overwhelm you and overflow you with those motherfucking emotions. You have learned to like kind of fortify yourself. But what I'm going to give you is a different strategy. I'm going to tell you to stop fortifying yourself because that's using way too much of your energy. I'm going to tell you to place yourself in the right environment. In the right environment. You see the palm trees here that are in a grove and they're surrounded by other palm trees. Nothing happens to them during monsoon season because they're planted right and they're cultivated correctly. But if you are a palm tree and you don't have any brothers and sisters around you because you haven't taken the time to really figure yourself out so you can figure out who your tribe is and who your people are, when that wind comes along or when that thunderstorm comes along or when that hurricane or that tornado comes along, you're going to be knocked down because you have not found your people. You have to find your people. You have, more than anything, you got to find your fucking tribe. Now, the reason why you have to find your tribe is because the kind of power that you have has to be shared. It has to be shared. You are a team leader. Alpha empaths are team leaders. They go out and they find other people. You got to stop committing to people. You a fucking palm tree. You a palm tree. You got to stop trying to commit to people that are committed to going their own way and then want you to motherfucking follow. No, you can't do that. A redwood and a giant sequoia are the same way. The reason why they stand together is because that helps them stand the longest. There's an African proverb and it says, if you go fast, no, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Well, that is the lesson that the palm tree and the sequoia tree teaches us. It teaches us to go together because we are meant to go far. You guys don't have small visions. You guys don't have small dreams because you're meant to go far. So stop looking at the trees that have small visions. Stop looking. That ain't who you are. You know who you are. Find your tribe and don't be like them fucking palm trees that's tossed to and fro. They all over the fucking streets and shit because they were standing alone. Stand with your people. I love you guys. And I'm going to give you the other half of this story. I'm going to teach about the giant redwoods. I'm going to teach that at 10 a.m., but I'm going to be teaching it in Alpha Empath Universe. I love you guys, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.